Alright, I'm gonna move the car over here so I can get better all around it. So I'm gonna use the opportunity to try to slowly one-hand drive it. And I'll get a true cold start right now because it's early in the morning and it hasn't been touched since yesterday. Engine fires up. This faded, like I showed you before, this faded it to an orange. It was probably red because it's quite red there, and then where the sun hits, it's all orange. It has a drift knob. Alright. You'll probably hear the differential here in a minute. Yeah, that shaking sound. There's the engine start video. Alright, the sun's over my shoulder, so it's creating a bad light, but I'll do my best to show you. Alright, engine bay. I just turned the engine off. I never checked my old Silvia, and I remember pointing this out on a Silvia I had sold before where this kind of goes down, and I'm like, why is that? I was like, was this hit? But I guess it's stock because that's exactly how this car is as well. Just point that out so I can't be the only one that gets nervous about that. Headlight, they're not open, they haven't been resealed, brackets aren't broke, same here, but this headlight is much more yellow than this headlight, so I will polish, well, I'll polish them both and see if they can even out. Alright, I talked about this setup in the engine running video. Down in the intake compartment, there's no hiding rust or anything. Seals are all fine. They've actually covered these holes, which is nice. Here too. This looks like, yeah, this knob here, it's the strut tower there. It's not rust or anything, but it's just worn down. I'd paint that if I could. No rust on the strut. There's a little bit of surface rust happening here. I'm going to clean that up. There's no leaking here. It's got exhaust manifold. It says 5 Ziegen. HKS pod, stock intake piping other than that. Left strut. This is dirty, but it's not rust. And it has like a weird tape under here. Maybe they put the tape on before putting the strut on. Tane suspension. Hopefully adjustable because I have to raise it for shipping. Firewall is good. The strut bar is a little pitted. There. And you can't really tell if you just look down on there, but I did see, where is it? There is some surface rust on the frame there. Nothing corroding or anything major. It can be just cleaned up and treated. Brackets clean, nothing bent. Underside of the hood is actually clean, which is great. And this just has a little bit of rust on it, on these holes. Fairly common. Alright, I'll do the exterior walk around video. This pearl white in the sun is gonna be kind of hard to pick up, but first I'll just show you around the car. Okay, I did wash it yesterday and I cleaned the interior, so I'm quite aware of what's happening. If you look at the body kit, obviously the pearl white is going to be one of the harder colors to match. The bumper and the side skirts, and probably the rear as well, are a lot brighter white than the rest of the car. The trunk is fairly similar in color. Alright, go around to the front bumper. I mentioned before the headlights. This one's much more yellow than that left headlight, which I'm not exactly sure why. The bumper doesn't line up perfect. The headlight has a gap here. I know you mentioned getting a new kit, so that's fine. But as far as this kit is concerned, there's no cracks on the bumper. It hasn't been bottomed out. Underneath of it, it's still, perfectly smooth. Going around to this side, it's the same. Down the car here, there's no heavy door dings. There is some, I'll get to that in a second, near the handle. Front fender is good. The side skirt has brush marks from probably getting in and out of the car and kicking it, as well as a chip here, chip and pressure crack here, and some spider cracking right here. This side holds a lot better than the other side as far as the tape that's in here, so it's not drilled into the body, but the rear skirts are. Now the door itself doesn't have any noticeable dings, but right in here there is dirt in the paint all around here, as well as, I don't know if you can see it, but all right here looks like it's been repaired. Like the door was opened and hit something, but there's run in the paint, as well as a little bit of surface rust happening when you open the door. Just from here to here. And then all in this section right here has, run in the paint and looks like some sort of maybe putty. So I would get right here fixed. Rear quarter. This quarter is good. There's no blemishes on it at all. The trim on the window, the mirrors, everything is good. You go to the bumper, tire, or dirt tire kicked up rocks, chipped it. But the bumper itself is good. There is a little bit of spider cracking in the muffler. My Silvia had the same in this exact spot, chip here. Maybe the muffler bounced and hit it. Tail lights. Now, as I mentioned, the trunk has, from underneath you can see there was holes drilled, and there is spots on the bumper or on the trunk here where you can see that they filled the holes where it probably had a GT style wing. Go down to the passenger quarter. This one shows visible damage here. It has a dent right on that line right here. You can see that easily. That's pretty much the worst part on the whole car as far as damage wise, but that can probably be pulled and then wouldn't really affect anything. Bad spider cracking on the side skirt here. Besides the side skirts, spider cracking here, and the brush marks the same as the driver's side. But as I mentioned on the driver's side, this one doesn't line up as well. It bows here, and I know they don't want to put screws into the body probably right there, so they just kind of left it like that. The side door, no issues. to the front fender. Also, there's no damage here. Hood, no issues. There's not a single scratch. Now, I did see, in this bright light you can't see it, but there is an Origin residue sticker here. Glass has a little bit of rock chips, but there's no cracks on it. Wipers on the roof. There's no dings or scratches on that either. I see a long scratch from about here. Let me see where my finger is. Here all the way up to about here. Can't really see it, but I think in the washing motion, going like that, maybe somebody scratched it with a little piece of dirt. Probably be polished out. All right, moving on to the interior. I did try to clean it the best I can. So anything that kind of is left over now, it's not gonna clean up easily maybe. The inserts here, the glue's coming off. I had the same on my Silvia. I never fixed it. I did watch YouTube videos on how to do it by removing this, you know, respraying it. It doesn't look like it's too big of a deal. But the buttons, everything is clean. On the door, the sill is good. All the brackets in the door frame. Both seats, there is a little stain here. I tried to get it with water. It didn't come off. Maybe with some real cleaning and a steam cleaner, that'll come off. But the seats, both driver and passenger, there's no tears or cigarette burns or anything. There's a little bit of wear here. I couldn't get that off. I sent you a video that specifically shows the console and how scratched it is, like a typical Silvia. Carpet, that's a light. No cracks on the dash. There is some residue here I couldn't clean. It's a little abrasive here. I don't want to try, you know, to get that off. I'll leave that up to you. Controller for the speaker that's behind the seat here. Steering, aftermarket. Doesn't have a quick release. I know the AC blows cold. I've been behind here, everything is straight. There's no tears on the rear seat as well. The headliner is black, so you don't see any dirt from people grabbing the visors to pull them down. There is a hole here and drilled holes here. This is the light leveling. I'm not exactly sure what would have been here or why it was removed. I'll have to look more into that. You know, there's no scratching on here. It looks very nice. Let's see. $105,000 kilometers. Passenger door as well. Those inserts look a lot better than the driver's side. There's a scratch there. A little rub mark there. But the door's not been kicked or scratched. Right. I'm gonna do an electronics check. All right, engine running, headlights on. Well, I'll do that and then I will come in. I gotta close the passenger door. Alright, am I forgetting where? Oh, there it is. Yes, I did forget. Alright, side markers on. Headlight blinker on. Passenger headlight blinker on. Side marker on. Taillight, LED taillights. Mine had the same LED taillights as this. Blinker on. Taillight and blinker. Get in. Horn works. Wipers work. Mirrors in. Mirrors out. Right side adjusts. Left side adjusts. AC is blowing cold. Radio works. I don't know how to control that specifically. Turn off that. Windows. Left window rolled down slower, but rolled up about the same speed. Electronics all check out. Alright, the trunk area. Taillights. They're not broken. Mine had a broken, well, it doesn't really matter. The pins for the rear trunk or rear bumper. This looks like the paint is coming off, but it's not actually rust. It just looks like the paint's coming off. Rear window, sill. Same over on this side. Rear spoiler missing. So what I was mentioning, it has the holes, and you can see black goop in there from where they sealed the other holes on both sides, and then you're not gonna be able to see those. I mean, it's fine. Like you can't notice the covered bolt holes at all, really. Trunk, it's kind of worn up from maybe putting a tire in here and taking it out many times. Small stain. Yeah, it looks bad on camera and kind of in actuality. Has the jack. Underside trunk. There's the kit. A little surface rust down there, nothing major. Overall, very solid car. All right, lastly, I'll do a quick check on the wheel. This is driver's side, rear wheel, work wheels. Now, I don't know if this is just oxidizing or if it was originally, maybe they painted it and the old color is wearing through, but I think it's just, sun faded. This wheel itself is not curved. There's a kind of rust on the hub itself that can be cleaned and probably sandblasted if that was a big issue. It's got the extended nuts that a lot of people are doing. Actually, I didn't see about removing these yet. the tires are like an aggressive non-kang or whatever it is called, but a very aggressive tire. Maybe not good in the rain. Driver's side front, no curbs. If these were painted white, or black, they'd probably be in really good condition wheels. Passenger side front, a little paint chipping there. I don't think the wheel is curbed. And passenger rear. Okay, there you have it.